the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and for today's bonus holiday episode, we're looking at Thanksgiving, released in 2023. Thanksgiving is a slasher in the style of Scream and its imitators, which is great. So many horror movies are 80s throwbacks, while this one is firmly 90s pastiche, with heavy parts Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, the old scary movie formula. It was made by Eli Roth, whose work like Cabin Fever and Hostel are graphic and sometimes considered torture porn. Thanksgiving still has plenty of gore, but not the same nasty tone. It's way more accessible, which may have come naturally after Roth's House with a Clock in Its Walls, a PG-rated fantasy comedy. Thanksgiving began life in 2007 as part of Grindhouse, a throwback double feature with Planet Terror by Robert Rodriguez and Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino. Between the two films, several fake trailers played, made by their filmmaker friends, including Rob Zombie and Edgar Wright. One of the most notable was Thanksgiving, a holiday-themed slasher by Eli Roth. As a Massachusetts native, Roth had always wanted to see a slasher themed around the historical holiday. What, dude? You don't count Blood Rage? Not very Todd of you.
I'm Todd.
With the Grindhouse trailer, he was able to make his own, which was rude and X-rated, featuring a killer pilgrim and a whole lot of TNA. Plans for a feature-length adaptation started way back in 2010, and 13 years later, it finally happened. The screenplay was co-written by Jeff Rendell, who also wrote and played the killer pilgrim in the original trailer. Roth and Rendell go all the way back to kindergarten, and even made short films together as kids. Thanksgiving is the third Grindhouse trailer to become a feature, after Rodriguez's Machete series and Jason Eisner's Hobo with a Shotgun. Those movies are pure Grindhouse though, full of film grain and sleaze. Thanksgiving is way more polished, and even feels YA sometimes, just with a lot of gore. It's Riverdale with decapitations. And that's not meant to be disparaging, it works. It follows a group of teens targeted by a festive murderer 1 year after a tragedy in their town of Plymouth. Massachusetts, not Michigan. Sorry, Wildcats. It's well-paced and wonderfully Thanksgiving themed, even if it never really feels autumnal. The whodunit mystery is played well, with lots of scenes that cast aspersions on the myriad characters. And boy, are there a ton of characters. Kind of too many characters, maybe. I lose track of some of the ones on the edges. Looking at you, Addison Rae's character, who doesn't do anything. Slasher fans couldn't ask for a better tribute to the subgenre. And even if the Grindhouse parts have been ground down, I promise these kills will still make you sick. They're sick kills. So let's get to them.
Hey, James, sorry to interrupt you. I know you're still filming and all, and you're not able to partake in this amazing company Thanksgiving food, so figured I'd bring you some on set.
Oh, thanks, Soren. I know, this is taking a little while, but I appreciate it, man.
First, you gotta tell me what you're thankful for.
You're already a great dad, dude. Yeah.
Hey! Tell me what you're thankful for, no food!
Okay. I guess I'm thankful for today's partner, Oslo. With how busy Chelsea and I are, getting the best sleep possible is important, and Oslo's sleep buds have been a game changer for that. They're earbuds specifically designed to wear while you sleep, with swappable silicone wingtips to find the perfect fit for each ear type, and a design that rests comfortably in the ear, so there's no risk of knocking them out overnight, even for side sleepers. And what do they actually do, you ask?
I did not ask that.
Well, they're designed to tune out sleep-disrupting sounds like busy city streets, noisy neighbors, or loud partners, and tune in whatever soothing audio suits you, including science-backed sleep sounds installed directly on the buds, but also whatever you want to stream, be it podcasts, music, or even the soothing sound of a kill count. And with biometric sensors, the earbuds can keep track of when you actually fall asleep, that's mine, allowing them to shift from what you're streaming to more ambient disruption-blocking sounds all on their own. Okay, can I have my food now, please? Thank you.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Here, take that. You did not have to go through all of that. It was a very simple answer. Hey guys, guess he's not thankful for the team.
There I am. Anyway, you can be thankful for the best sleep of your life too by scanning the QR code, clicking the link in the description, or using code DEADMEAT for $10 off your pair of Oslo Sleep Buds. Will this killer pilgrim settle a score as well as he can settle a colony? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins on Thanksgiving with a Plymouth Rock POV. This opening house shot with on-screen text was meant to evoke classic slashers like The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Prom Night, The Prowler, and Halloween. This ain't no Michael Myflower though. It's Sheriff Eric Newland here for Thanksgiving dinner with his friends Mitch and Amanda Collins. You know, I forget, is Eric single or not?
Couldn't eat it by myself, it'd just be too depressing. For a single guy, I know my way around the oven.
Have a feeling you're not gonna be single for long.
Oh yeah, I guess he is, but not for long. I mean, probably not, he's McDreamy. In fact, people's sexiest man of the year when this came out. Patrick Dempsey, who was last seen on the kill count in Scream 3 as future Sydney hubby, Detective Mark Kincaid.
Where is she?
Mitch can't stay for dinner since he's the manager at Right Mart, a local superstore gearing up for its Black Friday sale.
The store shouldn't even be open. It's Thanksgiving.
Words of wisdom from actress Lynn Griffin, who played rocking chair Claire in the OG Black Christmas. Elsewhere in town, Right Mart's owner Thomas Wright settles in for his own Thanksgiving dinner. Don't let the editing confuse you. There are in fact 2 separate dinners going on here. You can tell by the decor. Wright's is in his fancy house that's already being taken over by his new wife Kathleen.
Don't you mean our house?
In the middle of our street? Thomas's daughter Jessica still mourns the death of her birth mother and thinks this wicked stepmother sucks. In fact, it was Kathleen's idea to open Right Mart early for Black Friday. It'll mean more money, 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 thanks to this aggro mob and their need to consume.
The store opens in 10 minutes. You'll get your waffle iron.
Free waffle irons? Yeah, of course that's gonna eggo them on. Now they're quoting Eli Roth's lines from Inglourious Bastards.
2 hits, I hit you, you hit the ground.
2 hits, I hit you, you hit the ground.
Jessica's only relief is her pitcher boyfriend Bobby, a hotshot hometown hero. He's the golden boy with the wicked arm. They ditch the stuffy turkey stuffers to their couch combos and hop in a car to hang out with their friends, who are just absolute massholes. The main group's friendship is important for the film to work. Roth had them all hang out a bunch prior to filming so it'd feel real. As for their dialogue, Roth ran his script by actual teenagers and had them help him make it realistic. The kids pull into Right Mart since hothead Evan lost his phone brawling jocks from their rival town Hanover. Jessica's dad owns the place, and her douchey friends act like it. Jess doesn't like doing this, but she lets her friends in through an employee entrance. It pisses off the cranky customers in line, including Lonnie, one of the Hanover kids who fought with Evan.
Fuck you! Suck my cock!
Wait, is his number seriously 69? Eric and Amanda show up to bring Mitch some Turkey Day leftovers. Amanda's played by Gina Gershon, who recently appeared in Roth's Borderlands movie, while Mitch's actor Ty Olsson was previously seen in AVP Requiem. Seen might be too strong a word there. The 2 men go outside to try and get things under control since this place is way understaffed for a crowd this size. Doesn't help that Jessica's friends are showing off from the inside. Come on, that's poor sportsmanship. This opening introduces too many people too fast for me. I have a hard time knowing who everyone is right away. But it does do a great job shifting the tone from laid back and fun to scary and serious as the threat of a riot becomes real. With a stolen megaphone, Lonnie says the store is open for business, causing the crowd to reach its boiling point and surge forward. Security guard Manny abandons his post as the crowd gobbles itself against the glass. Remaining guard Doug has the keys, and everyone inside tells him to reverse Hodor.
Open the door!
He's unable to before the glass breaks. The angry mob tramples him underfoot as pure chaos breaks out. One customer cuts his neck on the broken glass, but still makes his way to a waffle maker. Nice perseverance, dude. But he collapses dead right afterward, and his buttermilk fingers loses the prize to another unscrupulous shopper. Bobby tries to help security guard Doug from getting killed, only to get his golden arm stepped on and broken by the crowd. Evan puts his new phone to use, filming the whole thing, especially his boy Scuba knocking shoppers away and protecting his Russian girlfriend Yulia. Amanda is knocked to the floor, and as she tries to crawl away, she's caught in the crossfire of a shopping cart kerfuffle. The dueling shoppers don't even notice as her hair is bound by the wheels and she's eventually scalped. Oh my freaking god, that was disgusting! And horrific! Especially for her husband Mitch, who finds her body. Sheriff Newland finally gets through and surveys the scene, revealing security guard Doug has died from his injuries. The sheriff attempts to gain control by firing his gun at a title card! Oh, I think he hit it! Look at all that blood! When it came time to figuring out a plot for his Thanksgiving slasher, Roth was inspired by videos of shoppers on Black Friday.
Everyone says they're so thankful and I just need my family, my friends, my health, and then they go and try and kill each other for flat screen TV.
This memorable riot sequence was shot across 4 days, including 2 nights outside during what Roth said was the coldest shoot he's ever done. 600 extras crowded the outside scenes, while 200 were used inside the store. There's no CG either. Everything was done practically, with the extras all choreographed to fight and smash things. 1 year later, Plymouth is still reeling from the Right Mart disaster. It's been kept alive partly thanks to Evan's viral video, which is hilariously douchey. The Wright family escaped scot-free, with Thomas rehabbing his rep by cutting ribbons and big checks. You know people love a big check. In fact, Right Mart's having another Black Friday sale on Thanksgiving. They're like that Goofy meme. They'll fucking do it again. Mitch ain't pleased about that.
Thomas Wright, You and your entire family have blood on your hands.
Jessica still hangs out with her shitbird friends, but she hasn't seen Bobby since the accident. He disappeared after his broken arm ended his career as a pitcher and stock footage model. She's supposed to help her dad film a Right Mart commercial, but the shoot gets canceled when they find their location vandalized. It's the historical house of Plymouth's first governor, John Carver. Vandals even stole an antique axe. And if that wasn't ominous enough, Jess and her friends are getting tagged in festive Instagram posts by an account going as the John Carver. Despite his slasher-tastic name, John Carver was the real-life first governor of Plymouth. Roth & Co. just had to turn his portrait into a creepy novelty mask.
What kid wouldn't want to wear that, right?
The one who doesn't want to look like Jesus with the devil's facial hair? One of those masks is left at a diner for waitress Lizzie to find. She was at the Right Mart riot. There's no denying it. They got her! They got her on camera! She on candid camera now! She was also one of the shopping cart clashers, tearing out a clump of Amanda's scalp. That showgirl scalping river dams her to a visit from an unpleasant pilgrim. John the Killer Carver attacks her and dunks her head in dirty dishwater. Feels like a combo of kills from Jason Goes to Hell and, of course, the goat kill itself from Jason X. Carver sticks her wet face onto a freezer door like this was a Christmas story. Come on, dude, wrong holiday. She manages to painfully peel herself free, but the freezer burn facial leaves her unable to unlock her phone. The killer seemingly vanishes, so she grabs her purse and tries to leave. She can't find her keys though, since John is driving her Carver tonight. Lizzie tries to hide by dumpster diving, but John slams the lid on her, chopping her in half in a good kill that's very stringy. Gross. Also, how sharp is that dumpster lid? I can't tell if it had digital touch-ups, but this kill was filmed practically. You can see the strings they used to keep the legs up in the air in the BTS. It's great. Lizzie's pants half is found the next day hanging out on the store sign. She's a star. She's on a star. Jess and her friends are tagged in a photo of the crime scene, making her realize the whole account is one big Thanksgiving threat.
These seats are for us. Our names are at the table.
The kids are called to the police station by Sheriff Newland, who thinks Lizzie was targeted for her participation in the Right Mart riot. He recruits Jess to help him identify more potential victims, since security footage from that night has mysteriously disappeared. Jess leaves and runs into Bobby, who's back in town to work for his uncle and maybe kill people, who knows. He apologizes for vanishing after the accident, but their rekindling gets interrupted by Jess's new boyfriend Ryan. In contrast to working class Bobby, Ryan is a clean-cut rich kid, rich enough to buy his way into her friend group with 50-yard line seats at a Pats game. Damn. He was seen in the opening as a kind of pushy guy nursing a crush on Jess. Looks like he won her over in Bobby's absence. Sucks for you, dude. Meanwhile, John Carver is targeting his next victim, scaredy cat security guard Manny. True to his nature, he's planning on skipping town, but his escape plan is hampered when his passport goes missing. Here, have a mask instead. Manny somehow takes an electric Carver to the gut. Not sure where that came from. Under the table, maybe? Then he's strangled with a wire by the Carvemeister until it cuts through skin and bone and he's decapitated. The killer earns some brownie points with a lot of the audience by feeding Manny's good kitty before they leave. Manny's head is staged alongside Lizzie's top half for another Instagram threat. It ushers Jess to break into her dad's office and get the backup security footage from last year. Turns out stepmother Kathleen had deleted it from the store server to avoid Right Mart getting bad press. Jess prints photos of the people who were there and on her way out runs into her dad. Thomas gives a surprisingly sincere apology for his recent behavior.
So when I met Kathleen, I felt alive again. I was willing to just overlook all flaws, and it might have been at your expense.
You could start to see this realization come to him in an earlier conversation with Jess. All the credit in the world to actor Rick Hoffman, who's able to take an outwardly sleazy character and play him like he has a heart somewhere deep down inside. We last saw Hoffman on the channel in Roth's Hostel. Bobby joins Jess to meet with Sheriff Newland and help identify several Right Mart rioters, including Lonnie and his cheerleader girlfriend Amy. She also points out her boyfriend Ryan met with security guard Doug, despite his earlier claim that he didn't know anyone at the store.
Be careful who you trust. Both of you.
Over in Hanover, Lonnie's putting his jocks through their paces. He's pulled away by Amy for some horny high school shenanigans in the form of a trampoline striptease. While Amy gets bare butt and bouncy, Lonnie gets a bone-breaking spinal adjustment. Come on, Lonnie, you're missing the show! Amy's unaware until Carver pokes some holes in her routine and then her body. It's a painful and memorable attack that makes this trampoline only slightly more dangerous than usual. Addison Rae has a background in gymnastics and wound up being the stunt double for Amy in the scene. They even left some frames in the film where it's identifiably her. The sequence is ripped straight out of the Grindhouse trailer, although the original was a lot more Girls Gone Wild and painful. I'm honestly shocked by Roth's restraint here. This butt's the only nudity in the whole movie. Remember Hostel? Roth actually filmed the Thanksgiving trailer in Prague right after finishing Hostel 2. He shot it in 2 days for $100,000 and used a lot of the movie's cast and crew members, including the special effects team. The murders get the upcoming football game canceled, but they can't cancel Thanksgiving spirit.
Blunderbuss!
McCarty there gets by selling unlicensed guns and hosting parties for underage high schoolers to get shwasted. He's a pretty good marketer.
You guys should come. It's the only place in town you won't get killed.
When it comes to his old-fashioned firearms, Jess is familiar.
The first commercial my dad made me do. I took it so seriously, he insisted I learn how to pack it, made me do it over and over again.
Huh, wonder if that'll come in handy later. Jessica waits to leave with her friends, but Evan and, what is it again? Abby? Gabby? They get sidetracked in the empty high school hallways.
That's weird.
Jess goes inside to look for them, only to find the business end of John's turkey carver. He chases her into the school's hairstyling classroom? Damn, this place is bougie as hell. But she hides among the wig heads and manages to escape after blinding him with a can of hairspray. She's saved by the cops outside, and the teens regroup so they can start throwing accusations at each other. I love Ryan pushing Bobby's coat off of Jess's back. He's such a little weasel, I love it. Bobby confronts Ryan about his Right Mart lies, but he reveals he was just hitting up Doug for drugs. Doug for drugs.
Yes, Adderall. That is what smart kids do, so we can get into Ivy League schools and guys like you can tow our Porsches.
These two have been sniping at each other the whole movie, like when Ryan was shopping at the Pilgrim Fashion District downtown. They'll get you saying, gosh darn, I look good. Kinda hard to look tough in those threads though.
You know, if you weren't leaving in a few days, I would knock your teeth out.
Sir, there is a buckle on your hat. At this point, Jess thinks both these guys can fuck off, so she pairs with Scuba to go on the offensive. And yeah, dude's name is Scuba. They explain it.
Why do they call you Scuba?
My last name's Darby.
What's your first name?
Claude.
Yeah. Scuba's better.
Just makes me think of Venture Brothers.
Say scuba.
Scuba.
Scuba. It sounds funny. Scuba.
Scuba. Yeah, it does.
They head to a house party being thrown by McCarty, the McCarty party, naturally. His babyface bouncer Jacob's been putting out flyers for it all over town, like a little party page boy. McCarty provides Scuba with some firepower, free of charge, since it seems like he actually kinda cares about these kids.
Be careful out there, huh? Keep yourself alive long enough to return that thing.
I like how this movie gives depth to characters who would normally be scummy slasher fodder. McCarty is based on effects artist Mike McCarty, a friend of Rendell and Roth's, who also had a brief appearance in the OG trailer. The real McCarty has worked on everything from Leprechaun 3 to Transformers. Jess and Scuba FaceTime Scuba's girlfriend Yulia, who's trying to put in her contacts, which for some of you will be harder to watch than any of the gore. This shit is visual and nerve-wracking. Call it reverse ASMR. She's packing a bag to skip town because her scary Russian dad wants to hide out in Florida until all this murder stuff blows over. They have a cop there to keep them safe and eat their leftover corn on the cob, but he's quickly dispatched by John Carver. Yulia's dad is taken out as well, but they don't go on the count since this gun only shoots darts. They got the dart monkey on their back. Yulia's treatment is more painful and punny since the pilgrim cops her ears like they were corn. Her hearing and balance go out the window as she tries to scream crawl away. The cob clobbering is seen by Jess and Scuba through their phone, so they race over to rescue her. They get there to find Yulia held at knife point in a renovated section of the house. Carver shows off Gabby and Evan, who are being held hostage in another location, then activates a table saw and tosses Yulia on top of it. It slices off digits and leaves viscera behind. By the time Scuba Diver rescues her, her stuffing's on the outside.
What do I do, Jess? Jess, what do I do?
Not much you can do, dude. Just sit there and be traumatized, I guess. The latest murder finally convinces Thomas to close Right Mart on Thanksgiving. With Gabby and Evan still missing and a target on their backs, Jessica says she's tired of hiding. She suggests setting a trap at the Thanksgiving Day parade with Scuba and the Wright family on the Right Mart float. They'll bait Carver into attacking them at the end of the route, where the cops will be waiting. And just in case anything goes wrong, McCarty gives her a good luck charm.
Oh, it's my dad's rank from Iraq. He said he kept him alive.
More nice guy points for McCarty. Who'd have thought? That still makes a living getting kids drunk, though. The parade kicks off as planned. The whole town is there, including the Plymouth Circus and the Booze for Kids float. Brought to you by Booze for Kids. One problem with this plan, though, is that everyone and their mother is dressed like John Carver. It's like I Know What You Did Last Summer villain here. The Johns Carver do eventually attack, but turns out they're just Mitch and a band of Right Mart protesters. The real danger is the scary-ass clown, who chops off the head of the parade's Thanksgiving mascot in another kill lifted directly from the trailer. Same costume, same camera angle, and everything. And this wasn't a random victim either. Earlier, Jess pointed out the performer as one of the Right Mart rioters.
Lionel. He goes to our school. He's always the turkey in the parade.
He was also part of the cart battle that ultimately killed Amanda. If you did want a completely random victim, though, we got you covered. During the chaos, the Right Mart Mayflower sails free, and its bowsprit goes straight through the poor driver's head. Oh my god! Oh, with his blood sprayed all over his granddaughters? Oh, fuck! Production designer Peter Mahecha came up with this kill, which was the most expensive in the movie. Maybe because, judging by these outtakes, it kept going wrong and they had to keep doing it over and over again. Wow, that's a lot of messed up faces. Wright family and friends are evacuated, but the killer sedates their police escort and puts them all to sleep with a healthy dose of tryptophan. It'll get ya. Sometime later, Kathleen wakes up in a basement to the sound of food prep, and looks like MILFs on the menu. She plays possum while Carver butters and bastes her, getting her golden for that Tarantino shot. He even seasons her. Damn, with a sea salt grinder? I'm telling you, man, bougie as hell. John Carver leaves to preheat the oven, getting his mask extra toasty like the best kind of Cheez-It. It gives Kathleen a chance to get away and hide. Alani jump scare nearly gives her away, but she successfully manages to escape upstairs. While looking for a way out, she inadvertently discovers Amy in the fridge. Oh shit, and she's still alive! I didn't forget a kill graphic earlier, so delete that comment you left. Kathleen tries to ambush Carver, but he's got wall hacks. He's fixing to pitch a fit here and spear chucks a pitchfork into her back. Say that 3 times fast. He drags her back inside and pops her in the oven, taking the time to stick her with the thermometer. It's honestly horrific, this claustrophobic culinary kill as Kathleen is cooked to crispy completion. Crazy crap to put on the count. Kathleen is played by Karen Cleach, last seen on the kill count spinning around the shotgun carousel in Saw 6. This extended chase scene is my favorite in the movie, largely because of her acting and action. After that whole public parade attack thing, the cops catch a break when John Carver goes live on IG with the Thanksgiving mukbang stream. Sheriff Newland takes the team to the live stream's coordinates, which leads them into the Saw tunnels. Seriously, they're about to pass Danny Glover and wind up in the shit room, and you never want to wind up in the shit room. And this shit is Saw in more than one way, since the SWAT team finds a twist in the form of a remote live stream of a phone pointing at another monitor. It sees our protagonists at the mercy of John Carver as he walks in looking like an MC at a bar mitzvah. He starts talking for the first time with a ghost face-like voice changer.
Gather round the table, everyone. Dinner is served.
And boy is it! Dear Lord. Remember in the intro when I said this movie felt like Roth being more mainstream? Yeah, maybe not. This body and head reveal is based on the original trailer's infamous roasted grandma. It's a kill that previously made its way to Halloween Horror Nights. The fate was foreshadowed earlier for Kathleen.
I only hope I can make it half as good as hers, though.
Oh, I'm sure you'll make an excellent dinner, Kathleen.
Carver pairs his meal with a fresh glass of cheerleader, which I think finally puts Amy on the count. Girl's been on her deathbed for days at this point. Her graphic was getting cold. With the side dishes out of the way, Carver moves on to the entrees. First up is Evan, whose viral video was the inspiration for Carver's current live stream. I wonder how many bits he's getting. He grabs a meat hammer for the meathead and gets ready to wreck this Ralph.
You're going to break the internet.
Evan's brains are splattered all over the place, dear God, as Carver makes more puns.
To go viral, you really need to hit people over the head.
It covers the table in the red stuff, and you know what I mean by that.
It's not cranberry sauce.
Gotta love a good dummy head drumming. Most of the movie's practical effects were made by Adrian Moreau and his wife and co-worker Kathy C. We've seen their work on the channel a lot. In fact, their effects were nominated for 2 different films at last year's Horror Awards. A lot of their work here involved making realistic fake heads, which they achieved using digital scans of the actors. The cast was pumped to see their dummy selves get killed.
I'm wicked stoked! This is all my dreams come true.
While Carver monologues, Jess discovers McCarty's ring is a pretty sharp sharp accessory. She cuts herself free and gives it to Scuba, while Carver lives up to his name. He prepares to force feed a leg of Kathleen to Thomas, but Scuba intervenes, thank fucking Christ. The two run to get help and discover they've been inside ye olde Carver house this whole time. Scuba squares up to give Jess a chance to escape, but is quickly taken down by an axe swipe. Carver chases Jessica through the forest, where she rolls her ankle, leaving her running around looking like Ellie Sattler. She manages to hop the fence in time to get away, and then, I don't know, we fade to black. After that, Jess emerges from the forest at the Parade Float warehouse. She finds Sheriff Newland on the ground with a bleedy head and sees his attacker fleeing inside. Jess arms herself and goes after the figure, who's revealed to be Bobby, all decked out in pilgrim black. Newland suddenly reappears and tags back in, so Jess goes to wait outside. She overhears an off-screen gunfight. Newland says he kinda shot Bobby maybe, but then he got away, I guess, whatevs. Plymouth PD shows up to lock the place down. Jessica's friends and family are rescued off-screen, evidence is bagged up, and Sheriff Newland thanks her for her service.
Couldn't have done this without you.
It's all wrapped up nice and neat, if a little abruptly and mostly off-screen. Turns out it was too neat though, since Jess notices Newland's shoes have picked up the same foliage she has from her chase. Wait, that's the smoking gun? Okay, sure. A series of flashbacks confirms Newland was the killer. Jess tries to downplay the revelation, but the disenchanted look on her face lets Newland know he's caught.
It's like fumbling on the 1-yard line.
He's been using Jessica to help him make a list of victims. As she points out Right Mart shoppers, he takes them out to avenge the death of Amanda. Turns out the two of them were having an affair. She was even about to leave Mitch since she was carrying Newland's unborn child?
You took my family from me.
Damn, so there was no world where Mitch got a happy ending, huh? That whole thing with Bobby Jess walked in on was a setup.
I had him drugged, dressed up, ready to be shot. But when I opened the trunk, he popped me with a tire iron.
As he prepares to tie up loose ends, Jessica reveals she's taken a page out of his book and has been live streaming his confession from Bobby's phone. That means it's on the internet. That means it's there forever. You know, I bet she got a lot of bits for that one. Newland says fuck it and tries to kill her anyway, but he's stopped by a hammer throw from Bobby. PT doing wonders. Newland chases after them, quoting lines from the Grindhouse trailer.
Sorry, Jessica! This year, there will be no leftovers!
Yeah, except like her dad, McCarty, Scuba, that other, Gabby. There's tons of leftovers. On their way out, she turns on some gas, which starts to inflate a big old turkey balloon. They make it to Bobby's truck, but Newland uses a float to Plymouth Rock their shit. Jess manages to hold off the killer sheriff while Bobby readjusts, but Newland ties the truck to a steel beam. He comes after the teens with an axe to grind, but that's when Jess's history with a blunderbuss finally gets to shine. Wonder if she misses one-shot kills. She preps the powder and loads it with her mother's charm bracelet, then aims it at the big gassy bird.
Hey, Sheriff! You were right! No leftovers!
She pops the balloon in a fiery explosion that engulfs Sheriff Newland and sets them free. Wait, steel beams don't melt at that temperature. Outside, Jessica reunites with her friends and also McCarty. Unfortunately, there's no sign of Newland's body inside. He might be that firefighter? Who knows? Just leave it for the sequel. The movie ends in true I Know What You Did Last Summer style, as Jess has a nightmare of a fretified Newland dragging her into the closet. How many helpings of homicide were served up at this Thanksgiving harvest? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
Hey everybody! Black Friday sales open on the kill count set. Grab anything that's not nailed down!
What? No, stop! What? No! What are you doing? This is a to the numbers bit. It's a kill count tradition. Chelsea, you live here with me. What are you? Stop!
This is expensive.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Great. 12 people died in Thanksgiving. There were 7 male victims and 5 female victims, giving us this Thanksgiving pecan pie chart. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be pumpkin. We've only seen this count and breakdown in one other movie, Friday the 13th Part 3. With a runtime of 107 minutes, Thanksgiving had a kill on average every 8.92 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Kathleen. It's probably the best known kill from the trailer, and they do it justice in feature form, especially with the lead up of an excellent slasher chase sequence. It's truly horrifying seeing her in that oven. It nabbed a well-deserved nomination for Best Kill at the 2024 Dead Meat Horror Awards. Gold machete for lamest kill will go to Hanover douchebag Lonnie. I just don't like the look of his neck snap head turnaround thing, and I found Doug's trampling to be horrific enough to be better. And that's it! Thanksgiving came out in 2023 and has a sequel slated for 2025. You only gotta wait 2 days for the next kill count though. So until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
Something evil has taken root in the town of Gatlin, Nebraska.
Praise God! Praise the Lord!
It's a crop of evil kids who worship one thing and one thing only.
Corn. Right.
Based on the Stephen King story of the same name, Children of the Corn sees an out-of-town couple face off against an adult-killing cult of kids.
Murdered little devils.
It stars a pre-Terminator Linda Hamilton, swapping out the T-800 for some K through 8th graders.
What is it with this corn?
Just as soon as her mans figures out where to go.
Did I miss a turn?
No, we've been going straight.
No, seriously, they spend like half the film lost in the crops.
Getting tired of that crap.
In fact, the whole movie is honestly a big ol' corn bore. But it's got a few things to offer, like a great opening sequence, a killer score, and Isaac, everyone's favorite mini-minister.
A time of tribulation has come.
So this week, make a sacrifice to he who walks behind the rose.
Do it now, or your punishment shall be 1,000 times 1,000 deaths, each more horrible than the last.
All right, geez, I'm doing it. Someone needs a nap. Then this Friday, reap what you sow on the kill count, only on Dead Meat.
None of you will be forgiven! All of you shall feel his wrath!
Children of the Corn can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Dead Meat always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace the experience of watching a film.
Thanks a lot for watching this Thanksgiving kill count, and thank you to the Dead Meat crew who came over just literally to film that to the numbers bit. This is the last time this year that you'll have 2 kill counts come out in a week. I wanted to have special holiday episodes for Christmas and New Year's, but we're just running out of time here, man. The work has just been stacking up on top of each other, and we're all just trying to have a holiday break so that we can see friends and family and sleep. And just as a constant reminder, next year I will only be doing kill counts every other week. You'll get Zoran video game kill counts once a month, so you'll still have episodes come out 3 times a month. But as far as movie kill counts hosted by me, that's gonna be every other week instead of every week. That will allow us to focus on different, larger projects. I feel like Dead Meat's done all I really can do here on YouTube. Don't worry though, the show's not ending. The kill count will still be a thing. I wanna thank some patrons like Will, Joshua Bateman, Una Banuna, Flynn, Snorlax, Ryan Flockton, Andrew Perry, Jason Gonzalez, Nate, and TB. Thanks everyone. Be good people and have a happy Thanksgiving.